And as we talked about, we're able to touch people in different ways than other occupations. We're going to move to the next slide. We're going to talk about the anatomy. Anatomy is defined as the study of the structures of the human body that can be seen with the naked eye, so I can see it, and what it's made up of. The science of the structure of organisms and of their parts. Physiology is defined as the study of the functions and the activities formed by those body structures. So, as we talk about those, we're also going to talk about histology. And this is also known as microscopic anatomy. It's the study of the tiny structures found in those living tissues. So let's talk about cells. What are cells? What is your definition of what cells are? Well, cells are the basic units of all living things. We're all made up of cells. It's from bacteria to plants to animals, human beings. We carry out life processes and reproduction through cells. We multiply through cells, but they vary in shape, they vary in size, and they vary in their purpose and their functions. When we think about the cell composition, we think of cells. Of all living things, they're composed of protoplasm. The protoplasm is a colorless jelly-like substance. It's found inside the cells, in which proteins, fats, carbohydrates, mineral salts, and water are present. So it has to have all of those things to function correctly. When we think about the cell structure, we think about the nucleus. That's the center of the cell. That's the center of it. You have nucleoplasm. It's a fluid within the nucleus that contains proteins. DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid. I learned that early on. This determines your genetic makeup. So this comes from your mom, your dad, and how they mixed life together, and then they gave you your own personal DNA. When we think about that, we have the cytoplasm, which is the watery fluid containing the food or the materials that's necessary for the growth of the cell. You have the centrosome. This controls the transportation of those substances into and out of the cell, in and out. Then you have the cell membrane. This permits soluble substances into and out of the cell. When I say soluble, what that means? It means that it's able to transfer, it's able to absorb through that cell membrane to get in and out. After we go through that, we have what we call the cell mitosis. Cell mitosis, hallelujah. I'm sorry. I love Jesus, y'all. Forgive me. Cell mitosis. It's the cell reproduction and division. It is adequate food supply, adequate oxygen supply, adequate water supply. It's the waste elimination. It's the proper temperature of all of that. And then you have cell metabolism. You have anabolism and catabolism. When we think about anabolism, that means it's building up the larger molecules from the smaller ones, building up the larger molecules from the smaller ones. Then you have catabolism. This is breaking down those complex compounds within the cells to the smaller ones. You're breaking it down from the larger to the smaller. Then you have the tissues. We have the connective tissues. These are what bind together the body tissues. You have epithelial cells or epithelial tissues. This is a protective covering on body surfaces. It's a muscular tissue. You have this contracts and moves the various parts of the body. You have the nerve tissues. This carries messages to and from the brain and controls and coordinates the body function. So when I think about the nerve tissues, it's like, you hit yourself or you burn yourself, and then it takes a few seconds to recognize, oh, there's pain there. Well, those those carriers of those messages takes it to the brain. The brain says, oh, she's been burned. So it sends it back to that portion of your body to say, hey, you're supposed to hurt. You're supposed to burn. It's intriguing our bodies. And so when I think about tissues, it's a collection of similar cells that perform a particular function. The body tissues are composed of 60% to 90% water. We need water to live. We need water to survive. We need water for our bodies to function. We need water and hydration for us to be able to have glowing, beautiful skin. We need that water in there so that we can make sure that our body functions the way it's supposed to function. And of course, we've gone over those four types: the connective, the epithelia, the muscular, and the nerve tissues. So we'll go to the next slide. When we think about the organs, we're thinking about the brain. The brain controls the whole body. It's the head of everything. It's the head honcho. You want to make sure you take care of the brain. Then you have the eyes. This controls your vision, your sight, your ability to see. You have the heart. This circulates your blood. This makes sure that your blood is pumping and flowing throughout your body. Then you have the kidneys. This excretes the waste products. You have the lungs. The lung supplies oxygen to the blood. Then you have your liver. Your liver removes toxins of the digestion. Whatever we eat, the liver is detoxifying all of it. Then you have the skin. It forms the protective covering of the body. And then you have the stomach and intestines, which digest our food. So now let's go to the systems. We have the muscular system. The muscular system, it covers, it shapes, it supports the skeletal system. If not, you'll just be bones, or you won't have any type of form or shape to that skeletal portion of who you are. Then we have the nervous system. The nervous system controls and coordinates all systems. So this is your message carrier from the brain to every part of the body. You have the reproductive, which is where we reproduce offspring, we reproduce our lineage, we reproduce families. Then we have the respiratory system. This enables us to breathe. We inhale, we exhale, inhale and exhale. You also have the skeletal system. It's the physical body function or foundation, the physical body foundation. That means I don't look like a blob. I think it was a movie sometime before that talked about Mr. Blob. It had no skeletal systems and it was just watery and rolled everywhere. And so when we think about going back to the muscular system, it covers, shapes, and supports the skeletal system. It contracts and moves various parts of the body, and it consists of the muscles. The nervous system, this controls and coordinates all other systems and makes them work harmoniously and efficiently. You want everything to work in order. It consists of the brain, the spinal cord, the nerves, all of those together. Then we have the reproductive again. And it's responsible for processes by which animals and plants reproduce or to produce offspring or of their own kind. You have the respiratory system. This enables breathing. This enables the body to be supplied with oxygen and taking that oxygen in, but then also releasing carbon dioxide, getting it out as a waste product. And it consists of the lungs and the air passageways. You have the skeletal system. This is the foundation of the body. It consists of bones, movable and immovable joints. The skeletal system, this system forms the physical foundation of the body. It's composed of 206 bones that vary in size and shape and are connected by movable and immovable joints. That's 206 bones. They vary in shape and they vary in size. We got a lot of bones, guys. And so as you can also see on those slides, it gives you a look of in a diagram of each one of those bones and those that are most important to what we'll be doing. And so we're going to stop right here and we'll start with our next video next time. See you soon.